Oh God! Something just ran by the tent.
Yeah, it's so spooky out. Every now and again I hear noise. Felt like someone sort of watching me. I did not like that. There's somebody walking behind us.
This is probably the creepiest camping situation I've ever had.
Gitchy Trips is a channel built around a couple who genuinely love the outdoors. Not in a curated, polished way, but in the way that leads you to buy a chainsaw for Mother's Day and mean it. Camping, exploring, traveling, and whatever else life throws at them along the way. One of the most popular series on their channel follows them through the seasons in a hot tent, deep in forested land they know well. They take safety seriously out there. They understand that a forest is never truly empty, no matter how isolated it feels. In this particular video, they returned to their hot tent, one they'd left set up on their off-grid property while they were away. The plan was straightforward. Clean up the land, clear the bush, repair the trail leading to the tent. What they found when they got there told a different story.
Hello everybody.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. Look what we're in. We can get up there and side by side now. I think we're going to try it out anyway.
We hope.
I don't see as much trouble.
We'll see.
So
might be a boggle now.
We're back from vacation and oh, it was a good trip. We're going to head up to the tent now. Make sure she's not eaten by bears or whatever. And do some spring cleaning up there before we get to head back to work.
Yeah, we gotta get bug jackets out too.
Yeah, there's one big following us, so hopefully
there's not a big hat.
One big skitty. So anyway,
wish us luck.
wish us luck. Well, we made it up. Oh, I already said that.
Should have took some garbage bags.
Yeah, I don't know if there's any in the tent.
I don't know. We'll see when you open her up.
Oh, we got some lumber.
Yeah, I knew that.
Oh, Jesus, there had been something there.
That's what I mean.
We never left state like that.
No, what we had was under the fire pit. And the fire pit's tipped over.
Yeah.
I know we didn't have it like this.
No. Oh my God, so warm.
Yeah.
Oh
Prepare
my
yourself. The flies are coming.
Oh, there was definitely something there. Somebody. I think it was something.
Mm-hmm.
So we got a bit of cleaning up.
Okay.
Something had been through the camp while they were gone. The signs were hard to miss. Things displaced, disturbed, rearranged in ways that no wind or weather could account for. Whether it had been an animal moving through or something else wasn't immediately clear. What was clear was that the place hadn't been left the way they'd left it. And whatever had been there, it wasn't around now, or at least that's what it looked like. They started in on the work anyway, cleaning up, cutting back overgrowth, checking the property, moving through the familiar rhythm of maintaining a remote camp.
Chachi got her new chainsaw. Look out now.
Yeah.
Let's have a look at her, baby. Ooh.
You got a twig.
Careful.
Yep.
Woo! She just chopped that one like it was nothing.
She was pretty good.
That was our Mother's Day gift. Most people like flowers and stuff.
Not this girl.
No, she loves the chainsaw.
Friggin' gooey bush.
Gooey bushes everywhere.
By the end of the day, they made a decision. Skip the night in the tent, head back home, and return another time. It turned out to be exactly the right call, because while they were gone, something came back. When they returned to the tent, what they found stopped them cold. Deep in the middle of those woods, far from any road or neighbor, the tent had been torn open. Not nudged, not scratched at. Torn. The sleeping bag was shredded. Whatever got in there hadn't been cautious about it. The trail camera settled the question quickly enough. A bear, and it had done serious damage.
We got a few fly bites.
Or go to bed. Oh yeah, a lot of feathers there.
What? Yeah, that was the winner.
Yeah, that's what you were talking about.
Yeah.
They're everywhere. Down
Well, if it wasn't for these bug jackets, we'd be killed.
Kind of happy we're not sleeping up here tonight now.
Yeah, the flies are crazy.
I don't think I'd be able to deal with it. Oh no,
Huh.
she's ripped open.
Holy
Something got in there.
yeah.
Badly too.
Oh my.
Holy There was definitely a bear.
Well, that's a
Yep.
well, I got the trail camera to see it. Sake.
Yeah.
What in the
Oh, he ripped her to shreds.
You goddamn rude you did.
I'm afraid to see if he's still in there. The bed and everything.
Oh,
Hey, bear! Hey, bear! Oh, well, it's a good thing we got truck up there. Sleeping bag and everything shredded.
Not in there, is he? Oh, my Jesus. Well.
Sleeping bag.
I suppose it was beer.
What
Had
else
to
would
be.
it have been this size?
Oh my. Well, this is
Yeah, we got to lug all this up the hill. Maybe we should have took side by side down.
frustrated. Went through the trail cam and sure enough bear got in there. Well, obviously, hey. But yeah, we're devastated. This is so yeah, we're trying to get everything cleaned out tonight.
Try to save what we can.
Save what we can and worry about taking it down after.
They worked through what was left, cleaned up as much as they could as night came in, and got back into the truck. And that's where the thought sits that's hard to let go of. This bear hadn't lingered near the camp. It hadn't scouted from a distance. The moment humans were gone, it moved in, directly, deliberately, without hesitation. The tent had been used through winter, food cooked there regularly, and those smells had been absorbed into the fabric long before they left. All it took was an empty camp and an opportunity. What would have happened if they'd stayed the night? Most likely the bear would have kept its distance with humans present. Animals are generally wary enough for that. But there's no certainty in the woods, and no version of that scenario that doesn't carry risk. It's also a reminder of something worth keeping front of mind whenever you spend time in places like this. Always have a plan, always have some form of protection, because the forest doesn't announce when something decides to pay a visit. They came away safe, the gear didn't, but in the end, that's an easy trade. The woods don't care whether you're watching or not. They simply continue, and so does everything living inside them. October 3rd, 2016, Suffolk County, New York. The channel is Dateline 420, and what was uploaded that day started as something completely ordinary, a walk through a stretch of woods the hiker knew well. He'd been on these trails many times before, well enough to know the terrain, well enough to have ended up in a hospital once after a previous trip, familiar ground. But partway down a hill he'd walked a dozen times, something was wrong. Trees had been knocked over and deliberately arranged across the path, not fallen, placed, pushed together in a way that made moving forward more difficult. He pushed through them anyway. That's when he saw the clearing, and the fire pit at its center, and the flyers, missing person flyers, taped directly to the trees surrounding the clearing.
Look what these are. What the is going on in here? And this isn't like woods I've never been to. Like, I've been here before. I've been here a lot. I've been here so much, I've actually been to the hospital getting stitches because of some of the adventures that I've had. That's beside the point. These are all different fucking people. And they're all just... This is Utah, Florida. They're all different. They're all different. Every single one. This one's from Georgia. And look at this shit. Like, look where the we are. Who the does something like this?
Not one, not two, multiple, each one different. Different names, different states. Worn, water-damaged, old. The kind of old that meant they'd been out here through rain and wind and seasons, long enough to fade at the edges. He moved closer. The clearing was completely enclosed, and in the center of it all, a crude structure. Sticks lashed together at right angles, something between a cage and a collapsed frame, a shovel lying across the fire pit. And underneath the wooden structure, the ground had been disturbed, filled back in. Whoever built this hadn't thrown it together in an afternoon. This took time. Then a dog barked, somewhere below the hills. Close. He was carrying one thing, a large hiking knife, and then he heard the voices, somewhere in the trees around him, close enough to be real, impossible to locate.
Oh shit, I heard voices. We have to get the out of here. I don't know what the is going on here. Okay, I'm gonna... We gotta stop recording so that I can post this. I'm not, I got a hiking tracker running on Endomondo, and it should have my location on it. There was other ones.
He stopped recording and got out. The footage was uploaded immediately, just in case. A precaution that said more about how he was feeling in that moment than anything else. He came back, not with the same energy as before, quieter this time, more deliberate. He wasn't there to explore. He just wanted to geotag the exact location and leave. He walked in with the knife already in his hand. The shelter was still there, but the flyers weren't the same ones. New ones had been added to the trunks. Someone had been back here between his two visits and placed more flyers.
And like I said before, look at the that somebody would have had to walk through to put these up. What's really crazy is they use plastic tape. And hopefully they left fingerprints.
Before leaving, he raised the camera and did one slow, final sweep of the clearing, the structure, the pit, the flyers catching the light between the trees, the stillness that felt too deliberate, too arranged to be accidental. This wasn't a random campsite. Nothing about it was random. Whoever built this came here with a plan, spent time here, and left something behind that was meant to be found. That thought was enough. He backed away, tried to hold it together, and then he ran, straight through the trees, not stopping until the forest thinned and the air started to feel like normal air again.
I gotta put this away. I gotta put this away carefully. I gotta get back to the car. Alright. Yeah.
The location was tagged, the footage was out, but the feeling that followed him home wasn't something that could be filed away cleanly, because the worst part wasn't the structure or the shovel or even the voices. It was the new flyers, placed between his first visit and his second, meaning someone knew he'd been there and came back anyway. David is a YouTuber who spends his time camping across beaches, back roads, forests, and just about every outdoor setting in between. His videos have a certain quality to them, easy, unhurried, the kind of content you put on when you want to feel like you're somewhere else for a while. It's a big part of why people keep coming back. In this particular video, he decided to camp on the beach near Access 6 on South Padre Island. Just him, his dog Piper, and his 1994 Toyota pickup. What he wasn't expecting was how the night would end.
What is up, guys? David here from Overland Nomad. Today we are going to be camping on the beach. I got my 94 Toyota pickup. I'm going to be camping in my DIY pop-top camper. We got Piper with us, and we already have our first obstacle, which is right in the entrance to the beach. You got to throw four-wheel drive on.
He got his truck onto the beach and spent a bit of time looking for the right spot. Once he found it, he set up camp and started to settle in. By the time full dark hit, the whole beach had changed. No lights, no noise, just moonlight sitting on the water and waves rolling in steadily from the Gulf. It's the kind of atmosphere that's hard to put into words. Peaceful and quietly unsettling at the same time. Out there, you're completely on your own with it.
Well, guys, this is a great way to start 2026, a solo trip out here in South Padre Island. One of my favorite places to camp. Maybe, no, I'm not gonna say the most because the sand is annoying, but you get rewarded with this beautiful view of the ocean or the Gulf and the waves. And on top of that, I get the whole beach to myself. There's been only a few fishermen that have traveled south, and I do know that there's one car out there. I could see its lights, but I mean, I have the whole entire beach to myself. It doesn't get any better than that, guys.
After a while, he got hungry and climbed into the truck to cook. That's when he noticed it, a light in the dark, moving toward his camp, and something about it didn't sit right.
¿Qué pasó? Piper, you scared me, dude. I kid you not, I was cooking and I was just having to stare through the window and I see a light like coming up, like someone walking. And I freaked me out. I got my protection and I grabbed Piper because Piper will attack. And yeah, it was a lady. I saw there was a car that went up to the East Cut, and I do know that there's one car out there. I could see its lights, and I guess they're stuck. But look, I would love to help, but I'm by myself. There's no one out here, and I don't know if it's a trap. I don't know. So, you know, I offered to call. You know, I have signal. She said she didn't. I said, well, I can call, you know, you can use my phone. But yeah, that's sketchy. All right, guys, I'm gonna pack up and leave. So that was a weird situation. I got a really, really bad vibe about it. So I'm gonna go ahead and skedaddle because it just didn't sound right. She had a freaking phone. I offered her to make a phone call. She said no. I don't know, and you know, I might sound like a jerk, but I don't know, man. I'm out here by myself. There's no patrolling law enforcement out here. You're on your own, like the Wild West. Last thing I want to happen is get jumped or robbed or something. I mean, I can see the car light up there, like it comes in and out, but I don't know. I don't want to be in an ambush. Something weird. Alright guys, this is probably the creepiest camping situation I've ever had. To be honest with you. So I packed up everything. I'm just verifying everything is here.
He packed everything up and got out of there. And before you call it paranoia, let me walk you through what he explained later in the video. The woman had approached his camp asking for help. Her truck, she said, was stuck in the sand. She also told him she had her husband and a baby waiting back at the vehicle. Think about that for a moment. Her husband was there, but he stayed behind with the baby, while she walked alone through the dark across an empty beach toward a stranger's campsite. David offered her his phone. She could call emergency services. She could call anyone. She said no. He also brought up something else. That area sits close to the border and has a documented history of illegal trafficking activity, something he's personally witnessed before. That context changed how he was reading the whole situation. The thought that ran through his mind, and it's not an unreasonable one, was that it could have been a setup. Get him away from his truck, get him out into the dark, and let someone else move in while he was gone. It might sound like a stretch, but spend enough time watching real encounters like this and you start to realize these things aren't rare. They happen more often than most people think. There was also the dog. Piper had been worked up the entire time, on edge in a way that wasn't normal. People in the comments kept saying the same thing: trust your dog's instincts. And watching this back, it's hard to argue with that. Leaving was the right call. Jens documents solo life on the road, a forerunner, off-road terrain, truck camping, and cooking outdoors in whatever remote corner he's found for the night. On November 15th, 2025, he headed out alone into the desert for an overnight trip. The goal was simple: find a quiet spot, cook a decent meal, let the stillness do the rest. The day started easy enough. The forerunner handled a muddy stretch better than expected, and with the terrain as rough as it was, he figured the place would be his alone for the night. He spent the early evening journaling by the fire, getting food on, settling into the kind of solitude that's the whole point of trips like this. But the desert had a particular quality to it that night, a quiet that felt slightly too aware of itself, something he couldn't name, but couldn't quite shake either.
It's always a little bit eerie going out all alone. Just in the desert for me. I don't know what it is, even though this is where I live right now, but I've done a lot of solo camping in my life at this point, and I've never feel like a little bit eerie. I don't know what that feeling is.
And then, out of nowhere, a small animal appeared, moving right up to the vehicle, sniffing around the back.
Holy guys. There's a little animal right there. I think it might be a little bobcat. Coyote. Shoo! Go away! I hope he's not attracted to my food. What was that thing? God. I'm gonna eat this in my freaking car. I don't want to be out here. Piss off!
Jens kept his composure, but his attention sharpened fast. He watched it carefully, hoping it would lose interest and move on. It didn't. The animal kept coming back, persistent in a way that moved it from curious to unsettling.
Oh my gosh. Well, it's safe to say we are not alone out here. Jeez. You can call me a baby if you want, bro. But I have no idea what is outside my car right now. Some type of critter animal.
Eventually he cleaned up, climbed into the rooftop tent, and closed things down for the night. But the desert has a way of amplifying everything after dark. Every small sound arrives with more weight than it deserves. Every rustle carries further than it should. The feeling of being watched didn't fully leave him. It just settled in quietly alongside everything else. Morning eventually came and reset the balance. Light spread across the desert floor. The air went still and clean, and Jens took in the view before packing up. One more muddy stretch on the way out, and then the road again. But the night stayed with him. Because that's the thing about going out alone. You can plan for the terrain, the weather, the gear. What you can't plan for is that low, persistent awareness that follows you into the tent. The reminder that out here, no matter how quiet it gets, you are never completely the only thing present in the dark. And that's it for tonight's video. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. New videos drop every week and you won't want to miss what's coming next. Drop a comment below. Which story got to you the most? Or share your own if something like this has ever happened to you. Stay safe out there. I'll see you in the next one.